Hello, everybody, and welcome. Welcome to my newest baby, my newest venture. This is Kimberly Arrington, also known as Inspirational Beauty, and you are here on my podcast, One-on-One with Kim. It's a relationship podcast, y'all. For those of you who know me, I'm always so honored and always so happy to see you come back. For those of you who are not familiar with me yet, well, let's just say you will be. But what we're going to do is we're going to talk about some things in the relationship arena today. 3 questions that you need to ask while dating. Well, we'll be back. Why don't we just listen to a little bit of music, and when we come back, I'll tell you a little bit more about me and a little bit more about what you need to know while you're dating. All right? We'll be back in a second with One-on-One with Kim, also known as Inspirational Beauty. All right, everybody.
Sabotage love, trying to fit. She the shit, she the one. She got cold feet, my love be the sun. Get it done.
Yes, I am feeling this time. I'm feeling like I never wanna be apart. But just when it gets good.
And we're back, y'all, with One-on-One with Kim, also known as Inspirational Beauty. Wow, this has been a long time coming, and I must say that I have really missed everybody. I hope everybody is well, and I hope that everybody gets what they need out of this podcast. You know, for those of you who have followed me for quite a while, you know that I am a writer, you know that I'm a radio host, a producer, an author, and an entrepreneur, but I'm also a life coach and a relationship coach, and I do a lot of my private business in that sector. So I thought, since everybody has a relationship of some sort, and if you have a relationship, you have some type of problem. I don't care what it is. And I thought I would dedicate this podcast specifically for that, for those of us who are in relationships, whether you're single. Yes, when you're single, you're in a relationship with yourself. Okay. Or whether you're married or you're dating or you're divorced or you're separated, or even if it's complicated, right? That's still a relationship. So I wanted to come here and bring those things that I talk about in private and kind of share them here. Okay. And for those of you who want to go deeper and deeper, there'll be things for you as well. Now, of course, I can't get everything out in a 15-minute or 30-minute or 45-minute conversation. And that's where the books will come in. All right. So you all have to get the books. But right now, you have to listen and you have to subscribe to this podcast if you want to know more about relationships, especially from me, from Kim. All right. All right. So let me tell you a little bit about what this podcast is mainly for. Once again, it's a relationship podcast, and it's all about helping you to navigate the ins and outs of your relationships, no matter what your status is. And it's also, because I'm an inspirational writer and speaker, it's also here designed to help you to be the best person that you can be. That's really, really what I want you to get out of this. So you're going to be able to navigate your way in and out and all the curves and all that in your relationship, but you're also going to be able to enhance who you are. So once again, today's topic, everybody, because we're not going to be on here long. Today's topic is 3 questions you should ask when you're dating. Let's just go with 3 questions you should ask on your first date. All right. Let's go there. Let's go there. So before I get started, let me share a little bit about me. You know, and why I want to talk about this and why I really dedicated this podcast to relationships. Simply, you know, guys, I have a past like anyone else. And in my past, I have become what is known or stamped as a serial monogamous. Well, a serial monogamous is someone who, you know, gets into a relationship more about 4 or 5 years or even longer, and they park right there. But eventually the relationship ends. But check it out. They enter another relationship. They don't really date, but they get into another relationship and do the same thing. And some people do this for years. Okay. Well, I did this a couple of times. I'm not going to tell you how many times right now, but I did this enough times to realize that I love being in a relationship. I love sharing my life with someone, but the relationships were ending, whether it was on my end or the other person's end. And frankly, I got tired of it because I am the person who loves love. Okay, everybody? All right. I'm the one who always gets bitten by Cupid. Okay. So I love love. And I want a relationship to last. I am someone who's pro relationship and someone who, wants to do like, you hear about people back in the day where they stay married for 30, 40, 50 years, right? Okay. Sue me, everybody. I'm a love bug. So what did I do? And why am I coming to you about this now? Well, what I decided to do was after 3 or 4 times of being this serial monogamous, I said, okay, wait a minute. There are a couple things I got right, but there's a lot of things I got wrong. So what I decided to do, everybody, is I decided to just not date or see anyone. And I did that for a couple of years. And really, I learned that the best relationship that I could ever be in was the relationship with myself, until I can really, really, really sustain a long time, a forever relationship with another person. Okay. And so that's what I did for myself. I took on that time to say, no, of course you can date, Kim. You can continue to date. You're a pretty decent chick, right? But you decided that you wanted something more. You wanted something with more intention. You wanted something that was going to be forever, whether it is or not. That's your intention. And so what I did, everybody, is I decided to spend some time by myself for a couple of years and really get to know me, really get to know why I did certain things. Why, I want to know the ins and outs of Kim. And so I think I've done that to the best of my ability. I'm always growing. I'm still going to grow. And in the process of that, I shared my experiences through my writing, and I became a coach, and people started paying me for it. And I will say that it has been probably one of the best things I've ever done in my life, because I really believe that relationships with yourself and with others is the most important thing you'll ever establish while you're here on earth. I think it's the best thing you could ever do. All right. Is to relate to someone else and make them feel good and you feel good. What do y'all think about that? Can we get a hand clap on that? I think we can get a hand clap on that. It's the best thing that we can do as humans while we're here on earth. So let's go ahead and get down to it, guys. A lot of you are finding yourselves in a position where you're back in the dating scene, or some of you have never gotten out of the dating scene. But let's talk about that a little bit. For those of you who are entering a relationship or getting to know someone for the first time, and you're going on a date, and you want to know things about them, but you don't want to come off so intrusive. Here are a couple of things that I want to share with everybody that you can ask, okay? And the reason why I want you all to ask questions in this dating process is because that's the only way you get to know people. Okay? And so men, before you get upset, women need to ask questions, and you need to ask questions too. But I'm going to show you in a way that is going to be non-threatening, and it's going to be fun. Okay? Can we get that? It's going to be non-threatening, and it's going to be fun. Okay. So let's go ahead and start with the first question. Okay? So what I want you all to do is, once again, keep this fun, keep this light, because one of the biggest things that men are afraid of are women coming right in trying to get married. Okay. So we're not going to teach you how to disguise it, but we want to teach you more so how to live in the moment, but still find out if this is worth your time, if it's worth going to the second step. Okay. So the first question I want you all to simply ask one another is, what is your relationship status? All right. What is your relationship status? And the crazy thing about that is that you really should ask that question before you go out on the date. But sometimes we ask the question, but we ask it in a different way. We'll say, are you single? And the person just says yes. Well, people have different ideas or different definitions as to what is single. So let's talk about this a little bit. I want you all to specifically say, what is your relationship status? Because now they have to give you an answer. They can't just simply give you a yes or no. If he says, are you single? Are you dating? Are you married? They could say yes, or they could say no. But I want you to be clear on this person's status. So the first question is, what is your relationship status? And that allows them to explain that they're single, they're dating, they're married, they're separated, or they're divorced, and let them answer you. Let them answer you, and do it in a fun, non-threatening way. Hey man, what's going on? I'm enjoying you, or, hey, sweetie, I'm really enjoying you. Tell me, what's someone like you being single, or, in a very non-threatening way. We hear that all the time, right? So however you need to ask it in a non-threatening way and fun way is knowing what their relationship status is. And once again, this allows you to know how you can fit in, if you can fit in at all. Let's go to number 2. Number 2 is simply tell me what you're looking for. Talk to them like that. Don't tell them what you're looking for. Ask them what they're looking for, men and women. And the more clear and defined this answer is, the more seriously you can take them and see if there is possibly a second date or a third date, right? Tell me what you're looking for. And sometimes people are very clear on what they're looking for. The person that's not very clear, I just want to hang out, I want to whatever, doesn't make them bad people, but it does say that they may not be as serious as you are. Can we get a hand clap on that? They may not be as serious as you are. So I want you all to look at that. Once again, second question is, tell me what you're looking for. Very non-threatening, very flirtatious, and allow them to answer. And if they can come and answer that thing and be clear on it, that's a good indication that they're looking for something a little bit more serious. If they're more like, not giving eye contact and they're just like, well, I just want to hang. I just want to chill. Accept the answer for what it is. That is what they want to do. They want to hang. They want to chill. And number 3, let's get there before we end today's podcast. Number 3 is simply this. If you know you've been having a good time on the date or whatever, and you want to see the person again, but you don't want to be too anxious, here's something you can end up with. Are you ready, everybody? Let's go ahead. Are you ready, everybody? Here's what we're going to go with. Number 3. So, what's a great place to hang out on our next date? Once again, so where's a great place for us to hang out on our next date? Now, this is what I want to call the assumption close. You are assuming that you've closed the deal, meaning that you're going to see this person again, but you're not pressing them like, are you going to call me? Are you going to pick me up? Are you going to do this? That makes anybody a little nervous, especially men, ladies, especially men, especially men. So what we're going to do is we're going to simply ask them, hey, what's a cool place to hang out on our next date? What's something really chill that you like to do, or what adventure should we take on our next date? That is something that it keeps it light, it keeps it airy, it keeps it open, and it keeps them interested. And you look a little bit adventurous. So what have we learned today? We have learned 3 questions that everyone needs to ask while they're dating. Preferably before you're dating, with at least the first question, like what is your relationship status? But leave the other 2 for the date. Because once again, guys, building a relationship, it takes time. Rome was not built in a day. And unfortunately, so many of us are putting our agendas on the other person because, frankly, we want to be married, a lot of us. Women, don't pressure the men with that. Men, don't pressure the women. So I hope that this has been fun, getting a little bit of these questions satisfied for you. Once again, guys, you got to subscribe to me to be able to hear what I really want to talk about in the relationship sector. And this is something that was light. It was airy. Some of you may be married and says, well, I'm already married, Kim. But here's the thing, guys. For you married folks, y'all really need to date. You really need to date. And the questions can change a little bit. But I would say you can still keep question number 3, married people, and say, hey, listen, where's another place where we can hang out together and get to know one another? I like it. I like it. So guys, this is my time. This is 101 with Kim, or Inspirational Beauty, right here. Come check me out, guys. And I'll see you guys a little bit later on social media. Y'all have a great one, y'all. Talk to you soon.